Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. I've been asked to do a collection video, and I don't know if I can do just one, but we're gonna try and see how far we get. This may be a two-parter, maybe a three-parter, I don't know. I figure the way I was gonna break it up is maybe I'll start with the USA knives, right? And then we'll move into non-USA, but not China proper. So that could be like South Africa or Taiwan or something like that, right? And then I'll move into my more budget, kind of nicer knives, but they're probably mainly made in China. So, I mean, that's just kind of how collections work, right? So I was thinking that's kind of my approach to it. We'll see how it goes. You'll have to let me know what you think, but let's begin, all right? All right, first one's gonna be my RNKRSD. This is the full-size version in carbon fiber. Got this off of DLT Trading. It is a carbon fiber version. I do have Skiff caged bearings in here. This is an M390 blade steel. Love this thing. Beautiful hollow grind. Action is ridiculous. Sorry. Action is ridiculous on this thing. Love the full size over the mini. I had a mini, a sold out one, got this one. This is, you know, probably the biggest purchase in my collection, but beautiful, beautiful knife, titanium on the back. This is a full piece of carbon fiber that has been milled out. The action is ridiculous. Love, love, love this thing. So the RNKRSD, really, really great knife. Love this thing. I do carry it. I do carry it, just so you know. The next piece is my Holt Blade Works Morpheus. This is the Morpheus that I bought directly from Holt Blade Works. This is in this purple pink sort of fuchsia thing. I don't know what you want to call it. Sort of like this anodization that has two different hues depending on the angle that you look at it. It is MagnaCut. Beautiful action on this. I did put skiffs on this thing. It had Delrin bearings that I wasn't a big fan of, but the action is ridiculous. And I love the detent. Reminds me a little bit of a Herman Sting, which I did own at one time. Ended up selling that because catch and release, right? If I don't carry it, I release it. So this one is a favorite. I do enjoy carrying this one, and I do carry it. So the action is wonderful. The tune and everything is just ridiculous. It does have a nub detent. It's very similar to Shark by Design, which I find really, really cool. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. The flipper, it's a flipper only, but it's one of those knives that is so good, being a flipper only, it works. Okay, it really does. Now, if you're not a flipper only kind of person, you may not go for something like this, but there are some knives I make exceptions for when they just execute it so well. The details on this is just ridiculous. You can just see all the milling. There's a reason why this is very much a custom mid-tech knife. So this is the Holt Blade Works Morpheus. The next one is the Holt Blade Works Haptic. This was a purchase via a trade from someone I traded. Matter of fact, I traded a Evo 3.0, and I believe, was it my mini Arius? I think it was the mini Arius, yeah. I think I traded that, and then I got this and some money for it. So beautiful, beautiful knife. This is a kind of a purple grayish, I mean green, bluish grayish. I don't know what you call it. It's got that two-tone as well. Beautiful, beautiful milling pattern on here. It's very, very similar to the Morpheus. This is M390 blade steel. I love this Warncliffe. I guess maybe sheepsfoot. Technically, I guess this technically would be a sheepsfoot blade. Love the action on this one as well. Just again, I really like the haptic of the Morpheus. These two are great, great, great knives. A lot of fun. Centering is ridiculous. I mean, the details on these things are just outstanding and insane. There's a reason why a lot of people want to collect these, and I collect them to carry. Some people collect them and they never see the light of day, or maybe they see the light of day in their office with gloves on or something. I don't know, which is fine. Whatever you do with your collection, you do. But that's how I like to carry and enjoy my collection. Now, I'm not going to go do yard work with something like this. The next one is going to be my custom Trevor Burger. This is the Dakar. This is the large version, the full-size version, I should say. And it's got this twill carbon fiber inlay that's perfectly inlaid with this bronze anodized hardware around here. A hidden screw on the clip. One giant standoff in the back. This one I thought I was going to put in skiffs, but when I took it apart just to kind of clean it out and stuff, it already had skiffs in there, and they were fantastic multi-row skiffs. And the action on this one is ridiculous. It's a little different because you can see where the lock bar is. It's down here. You catch it down here, and then you catch it on that, and then once you clear that, it drops beautifully. Once I tuned it, it was a little crisp. Some people are going to like that. Once I tuned it, I have a middle finger reverse flick. I was thinking of putting thumb studs on there. After tuning it, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to keep it original. The milling, again, you can see the ridiculous milling on there. Hand belt satin finished. It is a hollow grind, which is crazy. Like the Arius was a hollow grind. The Morpheus and the Haptic, those two were not. Usually to get the hollow grind, they become more expensive, but Holt Blade Works does do that. But I love Trevor Burger custom Trevor Burger knives, and this is one of those that's just really phenomenal. The action is beautiful. This reminds me of what the Sting looks like, but I love the feel of this one. There's no sharp points. It's very comfortable in hand, no hot spots, and that to me is what really stands out. There's so many little details that you never see, but you experience. That gives you a great ergonomic feel. The next one is my Urban EDC, sorry, Urban EDC, it's not Urban EDC. I have one, that's a production one, we'll get to that. This is my custom Trevor Burger Urban XL, and I got this one of the first really high-end knives I got. This is again M390, hand satin finish, beautiful crazy hollow grind. It's a front flipper. This is purple haze fat carbon. You can barely see the purple haze in there, but it's just enough that it's like a nice accent, which is exactly what I was hoping to get on this one, and so that is perfect. This is one of these that you just have beautiful, because of the hollow grind, you can middle finger reverse flick it really nicely, but the front flipper works really well as well. You know, you can do the over the top and all sorts of stuff. Love the clip on here, hidden screw as well. I did take it apart when I cleaned it, and I put skiffs in here. It had some sort of like, they looked like skiffs, but they weren't, but there were little burrs everywhere, and it just didn't seem as smooth. Once I put skiffs in there, man, the action just was a lot smoother. Even though when I first got it, the action was ridiculously smooth. I couldn't really, you know, I wouldn't have known until I switched it, right? It's like one of those things. I put skiffs and everything, but in this one, it didn't, it felt like it had skiffs in. But once you put skiffs in, oh, it just made this one even nicer. Beautiful, beautiful work that Trevor Burger does. It's considered a Trevor Burger custom knife. So love this thing. Got this one off of Knife Joy. The next one is my Oz Machine Company Roosevelt, my Rosie. This was one of those knives I never thought I would be able to get a hold of. It's probably started my whole love of kind of custom mid-tech knives. A channel subscriber member allowed me to check this out for a review. I was so excited to be able to do so. And apparently he had already had one or two of the knives, and then he bought a third one, and one was for his child, and the other one he was going to have for his own collection. And he asked if I would be interested in this, because when I opened this, I literally had almost an emotional experience. It was just that amazing, and it still is. I love this knife. This is the perfect design in this particular knife that I love. This golf milling pattern, beautiful titanium polished, stone washed here, stone washed blade, so thin, Magna Cut 63, 64 HRC on this one. The action is ridiculous. This had Del ring bearings on there. It was always felt like it was maybe a little gritty, and I finally took it apart to look at it, and I put skiffs in there. And ever since I put skiffs, the action has just gotten so much better. I know Del ring is supposed to be pretty good, but I like skiffs. I always have better fortune with skiffs. Very, very few times skiffs have not served me well, right? I mean, is there a chance they could? Yeah, of course, but this is one of those things, again, where more and more custom knife makers are starting to use skiffs, just because, if you know Skiff Blade Works, the Skiff Customs, that's what they were originally made for. His son made them for those, and so those are just really high-end knives. Love this knife. It's definitely one of those collection pieces. The size is perfect for me. People have asked me, have I wanted to get the XL, and I really haven't, because this size is just about what I want in this knife. I don't think I want to have an XL in this one. This is exactly how I would carry it and want to carry it in the size I would want in this knife. So yeah, really love this. The precision on here, the dead centering, the action, everything. It's got just a beautiful crisp flip to it. The action is just ridiculous. It has two detent balls on there, which gives it just a unique click and detent there, and just such a crisp deployment. And it works so well left-handed as well, which is just really just so satisfying. It is right-hand tip-up only, which is fine, but beautiful, beautiful work. I mean, there's a reason why you see this so sought after, and it's a piece that won't be leaving my collection. The next one I have is my Olamic Customs. This one I actually bought on a live stream. One of the reviewers talked about this knife and how he had the Damasteel and the Damasteel scales, and I saw this and I thought, oh, this is gold fat carbon. It looked really, really cool in the picture. And lo and behold, it's even better. Even better. This is S90V blade steel, which to me was like, okay, that's cool. Now, I have heard that the blades are made in Italy. I can tell you that sharpening this on a strop is really hard work. And that means I believe the heat treat is really solid for the S90V. I know a lot of people always get very concerned about Italy and their heat treats, but this one is perfect in every way. I have no issues with the heat treat. The edge retention is off the wall. And the edge, I mean, the work to get to there was hard, and which means it's not soft, you know, unheat treated steel. That's what I go by. I don't have an HRC tester. I just go by, you know, how much work I have to put into strop and get it there. But that was the joy of that. Again, this one, I have not put skiffs in there just yet because the action's still been really good. I've been tempted a couple times, and I may yet. But I will tell you, this is polished up to like 2,000-3,000 grit. When I was at Texas Blade Show, I spoke to Illy, I believe it is, the guy who actually designed this knife. Really cool guy. Matter of fact, when I was there, he gave me this to go with my Olamic Custom, because like if you bought it at the Blade Show, he'd give you one of these, and that was really awesome of him, by the way. Olamic's just super cool guys. And this is like a lanyard bead you put on there. That's what it is. You can see the little hole there for the lanyard bead. It's totally crazy, off the wall, something not in my aesthetic, but I love it because it was a gift. So to me, that's just so cool. But the action on this thing is ridiculous. The flipping on this is ridiculous. I know the guy who kind of convinced me to buy it, I don't regret it at all, talked about how it's really wonderful to go over the top. You can. Over the top. You can do the side flick, which is really wonderful, and you can do obviously the reverse flick. Everything it's so fidgetable. And then you even have the middle finger reverse flick here as well. But as I was saying, this was polished to 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000. You look at this in the sunlight, it looks like amber jewel. That's just amazing. Simply amazing. And I could order more custom parts, like you could get another backspacer, all sorts of stuff if you want it for this knife, which I think is cool. This is the 2nd gen. This is the bolstered version, which I really do recommend. I love that. Super amazing little knife. Definitely a fun one. The next one in my collection is my Rick Hinderer Project X with the titanium scales. Originally, I got this one with the orange scales. Been wanting to get a Project X for a while, and I saw them available on the Rick Hinderer site, so I was super excited to get this one. Got the orange one. I always figured maybe I can find a titanium scale or a third-party one. Well, I kept looking, and every time I missed a drop. And then one weekend I was looking, there was no announcements, and it was there. And they had the stonewashed version. They have some of these anodized where this is like stonewashed color, but it's different color on the outside. Did not care for that. The full stonewash to me looks really nice. This knife is very hardy. Action is beautiful. It's just solid. It's my favorite Hinderer. I have 3 Hinderers, but this is my absolute favorite Hinderer. Just feels so good in hand. I know some people would love to see thumb studs. Yeah, maybe someday. Maybe I'll consider putting thumb studs, but right now, I just really enjoy it like this. This is just really comfortable. I love the fact that they went without the proprietary hardware. And there's a tool you can get with it. I took it off because it saves some weight. I also put a milled deep pocket carry clip. It's a little more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. It's a really nice aesthetic. It's better than the standard clip. Definitely gonna do full deep carry, which I enjoy. It's the tri-way, which means I have this. I put skiffs in this one, but you can do cage ball bearings. You can do, I believe, phosphor bronze, and then you can do Teflon. And this is an S45VN, which I think if you're going to get Hinderer, just my personal opinion, stick with the S45VN. I personally avoid the Magna Cut just because I don't agree with how they chose to heat treat it. It's up to you. If you're okay with it, go for it. But for me, S45VN, I think they execute really well, and I'm very happy with it. Love the big standoffs in the back here. Now, it's not intentional to be that big. It's because of the tool that would fit in here. But I chose to take it off because I just, it's hard to get off and on, and to me, it takes off a little weight. And this scale that I was able to put on here, it does have some milling, so it does some weight relief. And I did tune it a little bit. When I first had it in the G10, I could middle finger reverse flick it. I haven't quite been able to do it. I might need to retune this a little bit. I don't know if the new scale pulled it together, made it a little tighter. I don't know. But it's just not as easy. And it shouldn't, right? Because the detent ball's on this side, not on this. I don't know. But I still love it. Love carrying it. Carry it very regularly. I would actually probably hard use this knife. That's how I feel about it. Just a really cool knife. Definitely worth considering for your collection. The next one I have is a Rick Hinderer. This is the XM18 automatic in black DLC on the handle and the knife itself, so it's full DLC. Except this is a Lynch mill deep pocket carry clip. It uses their blackout thing. It's very similar to DLC. I think the clip that came with it was DLC, but I didn't care for it. I like the deep pocket carry clip, and everything I've read, people say it feels this clip performs as well as DLC. But I love this automatic. The automatic is one of those, just like my McNees. I can do it one-handed. See, very easy to manipulate. It doesn't stick up there, which I like, so it can be very fidgety. Deployment is great. It's again, this is 20 CV, which is another steel that they seem to do pretty well on S45VN and 20 CV. I would feel more comfortable with them. Beautifully centered, good actuation, very solid. I don't like the flipper, right? So to me, this is perfect because you can choke up. Really works well. Been able to get that crazy sharp as well with stropping. This is a fun one. I really do enjoy that. The next one is my XM18 non-flipper. This is without the flipper on here. You notice there's no flipper. It's not a flipper delete, just not a non-flipper. It's tuned differently. Again, I have the milled deep pocket carry clip. Actually, this is not the milled one. This is the bent one. This is what it looks like with a thinner one. I don't know if I'm ever going to get the thicker one. This one works really good on this one. I mean, it's a little lighter. It's kind of like what you get on the Spyderco clips, right? Again, S45VN blade steel, beautifully. This is a Mitten Boss, fragged. Titanium scale that I got for it. It's not the Hinder one, but I like it. I like it, and I really like that design a lot. So for me, it was what I wanted. I wanted something a little bit different. Could I've gotten the Hinder? Yeah, I actually came across that one a few times where I could have had an opportunity. But I like the Mitten Boss frag scale. This one's just really nice. So I think it's cool. All right, my next knife is my Spartan Harsey. I saw a lot of Harseys that have a lot of unique designs on there, and none of those really quite appeal to me, but this plain Jane, regular size Spartan Harsey just looks so good. It, to me, reminds me of what would happen if a Hinderer and a Chris Reeve knife had a baby. and honestly, I love the look of this knife. The action's great. It is phosphor bronze washers. I can get it drop shut, so you can do that drop shut action, which to me on phosphor bronze is just ridiculous and wonderful. I did tune it just to how I want it. I polished the phosphor bronze. It's nice and centered. There's no blade play in this thing. I like the clip. I had heard Lynch might be making a clip for them, but with as many crazy customs as they do, I can see maybe why they might have reserved that, because they're so unique as well to the knives. But I love this plain Jane version of it. To me, this is just simply stunning. I love it. I would love to get a deep pocket carry clip at some point. I mean, this is okay. It works. The action is great. Again, this is also, is this S45? What was this? MagnaCut. This is MagnaCut. Now, I've heard their heat treat's probably around 61 to 63. This one took a while to strop, so I feel really good about this one. And it's been hold its edge retention really well. It's a good, solid, hard use feeling knife. I love that about this knife. Feels good in hand. It's just really comfortable. I love the action. Very fidgety, very fidgety. I can, let's see here. I was doing it before, hold on. Okay, you're not going to believe me. I can do middle finger reverse flick on this one. And it has a, let me see if I can do it. You can top flip it, right? You can front flip it. So if you haven't done that, that's pretty cool. I love this one again. Just really wonderful. Nothing special done to it. I like the plain Jane titanium. To me, that was really cool. Next one's a recent acquisition. It's the Andrew Demko 8020. It's the USA version. I already pre-ordered the original Goat scales for this. I had the titanium one in my cart. I got sniped, and there was a carbon fiber, and I got sniped, and so I got the G10, which I found out it was a 2080-20S, the slim. So I'm pretty happy I got this one. I actually really like this one more with the thicker blade and the thicker shark lock, because the shark lock is just so much more comfortable being this bigger lock. This feels so much better than the thinner one on my 80-20.5. Already put a Lynch deep pocket carry clip on this. Just waiting for those awesome original Goat scales. I have some original Goat scales on my 80-20.5 that look amazing. So I know this is going to look amazing. So I'm super excited about that. This is a 20 CV blade steel, I believe, full flat grind. Super crazy sharp, comes a beautiful thin edge. Love this knife. This is so much fun. I love the standoffs. The lock is super solid in there. Action is ridiculous. I get it. I thought at first this was going to be way too big, but man, it just fits really well in hand. It's really comfortable. For large hands, I think this is a great size knife. So the G10, they did such a great job rounding everything. I am getting Skiff, a Skiff caged bearing for it. Right now I have their standard steel ones, which are pretty robust. And actually, when I took it apart to clean it, they run really smoothly. So I'm pretty impressed. But I know Skiff's going to be just a little bit better. So I'm looking forward to that. But great, great knife. USA made one. I get it. I get it. The big push about USA. The next one's going to be a series of four TRMs that I have. Is it 4? Maybe 5. I don't know. This is the Neutron. Just recently got this one. This is in MagnaCut. I mean, technically, my wife has a TRM. She has the Nerd, Holy Nerd, which is a really, really cool one. This is the MagnaCut version right here. It's not the hollow grind. It's not the McNees Custom, but it's beautiful with the lizard texture scales, titanium deep pocket carry clip. Beautiful, beautiful action on this knife. Love this. It's still breaking in. Relatively new. I mean, I've been carrying it quite a bit and trying to break it in. I did polish and clean it, and it's gotten really good. When I first had it, it was pretty stiff, but it's come in really nice. Beautifully centered. My TRMs have always been really strong workhorses. I've really, 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 really liked them. Now, on the channel, you probably also saw this knife. I did a review of this one. This was the first Neutron that I got, and this was actually a gift from TRM. It's in 20 CV. This is going to be, as of this video, we haven't had the 5K giveaway. If you see this video in the future, we may have already had it, but this is going to be the grand prize giveaway knife. This is going to be a TRM with an extra set of blue denim micarta scales that's going to come with this. The action on this one, you can see this one, I had it for a little bit, already got this nice and broken in. This is what I know it'll come to, is this right here, that kind of action. But here is the one, when I saw this available, they had the MagnaCut, I was like, okay, that's a giveaway knife. I need one of these. The size is so wonderful. You can choke up on this really well. Just a really, really cool little knife. I'm going to leave this out here because I'm going to bring in the next one. The next one is my TRM Atom, and this is the Mike Erie Hollow Grind. Beautiful MagnaCut. They do a great job of the heat treat. It's got the lizard texture skin. Again, the action on this one is beautiful. This has the new thumb studs, the Volcano thumb studs that work really, really nicely. I really, really like these. I think they're cool. I'm glad they're going to those. They're on the Shadow. I'll show you in a second. But this is beautiful textured as well. I love, love, love the feel of this and how the whole thing works. Just really nice knives. The thing about TRM, they're titanium liners. At least on these. I know they're coming out with a new one called a Bulldog. I got a chance to talk to Meredith, and she talked about it at Blade Show Texas. There should be some at Blade Show Atlanta, where I'll be there in a couple of weeks. As of this video, when I'm recording, it'll be a couple of weeks. It may be, I don't know, maybe after, whatever. So, but those are going to be cool. They use the River Lock, which is TRM's version of the crossbar lock. So really, really cool knife. You can see how that complements it there as well. Here's my original TRM Atom. This one I had in red fat carbon scales, which I still have. I actually had, this was the second one. I had a first one, I sold that one. And this one, the action is ridiculous. Now this has the old thumb studs. You can see I put little O-rings on there. This is 20 CV blade steel, which is really wonderful, but I'm probably gonna be selling that one at some point. So you might see that for sale, either, you know, if somebody's interested, they'll reach out to me. If not, then I'll probably put it up on BladeBinge, right? The next one is going to be my TRM Shadow. All right, so this is the one that's just kind of a grail for many people, and I couldn't believe I got a hold of this one. That was just amazing. It does have the new Volcano thumb studs. It is the crossbar lock, what they call the River Lock. The action is ridiculous. Don't put any oil in there, that's what they say, and I haven't, and it still remained beautifully smooth. Locked in there, really nice and solid. Right, so beautiful, beautiful knife. You can just see it almost looks like an integral in the back. It does have some heft to it, so it's definitely a workhorse. It definitely is in there solid. One thing I did notice, I had to put Loctite in these guys because they unscrew and almost lost those, so that would have been interesting. But that's the TRM Shadow. Really, really like that. So those are my 5 TRMs right here that you see. Actually, it's 6 if you include my wife's. But this is going to be the giveaway one for the channel for the big 5K, or was the giveaway for the big 5K giveaway if you see this in the future. But these are my 4 in my collection. I actually probably will be selling this one, so technically these are my 3 in my collection. Love all of these 3 knives. I think they're amazing, amazing knives. So All right, the next two are my McNees. I have a McNees. I got this one first. This was the automatic. I didn't know it was an automatic, but I was not disappointed. It's much stronger than in my ProTech. Beautiful hollow grind. This is MagnaCut 6364, and I can tell you it took me forever to get this stropped up. But boy, does it retain an edge, and boy, is it a workhorse. And the grip, the design is perfect. So comfortable in hand. I did get the Lynch deep pocket carry clip. They had a collaboration between McNees and Lynch to create these, and I do recommend them. Those are really, really amazing. The automatic is fantastic. This is the blue aluminum. You can get them in titanium. I like this. I like this a lot. This is a fun carry. It's very light. Really, really, really nice knife. They coming out with some Tontos, I think. I haven't had a chance to get one of those yet, and there's a second gen, at least in this one, but they're going to have Tontos. This is the Mac 2 3.5. This is the atomic wash, or what you call like an acid wash, right? So atomic wash. I did get an extra back spacer. That was a gift from a channel member, super kind of them. Sent that to me, so that looks really great on here. I put O-rings on this one, which is nice. It is a titanium on titanium, so it's carbidized at the end. The action is ridiculous on this thing. Again, this is MagnaCut. Took me forever to get this stropped up, but it's crazy, crazy sharp. This is a workhorse knife. I've actually worked in the yard with this and used this and abused this. Also the Lynch deep pocket carry clip. This one has skiffs, which I highly recommend, and the action is just buttery smooth. You just get it right out of the, and it is possible to reverse flick. You just got to know how to do that, right? So I do recommend that. I did have an issue where the detent ball actually came down. I don't know if it's because of hard use or whatever, but I spoke to Jonathan McNees at Texas Blade Show. Super nice guy. Told me to send it in. Sent it in. They fixed it. Came back. Actually, the funny thing was the grind was a little weird, wonky at the tip, and it came back and they had reground it, and it's perfect now. It matches really nicely. It's like they must have noticed that too, which I think is super cool of them. So I mean, it's little details, little touches like that. I do put skiffs in this one, and I think it's worth it. You know, he is using new cage bearings, I think, in the version 2. I don't know what they are, but I always like skiffs. Their tolerances are outstanding. I don't think you can go wrong. But if you have the cage bearings in there now and they're working for you, just stay with them, right? That's just me. And by the way, if you didn't know, RNK10 saves you 10% on Skiff cage bearings. Just check it out in the description down below. There's a lot of coupons, a lot of coupon codes to save you some money. So these are my McNees. Love both of these. Glad to have these in the collection. I don't know if I'm going to get another one just yet. I would love to get a Tonto with some of the, you know, I heard maybe you might have a polished one at Blade Show Atlanta. And if it does and it's available, I might, that might be tempting. Okay, so I'll just say that. All right, but that's the McNees. The next is my Tactile knife company. This is the Archer. I have several of their knives. Matter of fact, I have one that's not technically in my collection because it's going to be a giveaway, but I'll talk about it now. I have the Chupacabra they just released recently, and this uses the Snex lock, which is cool. I'm not a fan of the Snex lock, so that's why it's definitely going to be a giveaway. But it's a solid, robust knife. Some people said they've had issues. I've had no issues. It's been really solid for me. So I don't know. That's just my experience. But the Archer is phenomenal. I believe it's the same guy who helped design the conic Arius. It's just really fantastic. It already comes with skiff washers in there. The milling detail on here is outstanding and ridiculous. It's just beautiful. This is MagnaCut 6364 HRC. It's got a beautiful back space. You can see tactile. The action is great. It just drops, has a beautiful ramp that it goes over. It kind of feels like a Shirogorov when it comes down like that. And I know it's going to break in even more. Some people, you hear a little bit of the sounds because of the finish that's on here. You can polish that, I guess, if you wanted to, but I love it. I love it. It's just really, really a fun knife to carry, and the edge retention's been great, and it's super sharp. So great knife as well. Chupacabra and the Archer. The next one's going to be my Reeve large Sebenza, Reeve knives, large Sebenza. I had a Umnumzon that I loved, was fantastic. Loved the look of that knife. It was the Tonto, super gorgeous knife. I mean, that's like the best looking knife that they make. But it had this over travel stop you couldn't take off, so I couldn't tune the detent. The ball was in such a way I couldn't adjust it. Now this one doesn't have that. It uses the clip for that. And this is a Lynch deep pocket carry clip, by the way. I did replace that. Definitely a wonderful match and highly recommend it. But I was able to tune the detent. I also had the blue, this is the Blade HQ exclusive. It has blue anodized here, and it has blue anodized thumb studs. I punched those out. There was one thumb stud. I punched it out, and I'm putting these custom ones that match the scales. Got them off of Etsy. I have some videos on that if you ever want to look for it. And I used flits and polished off that blue anodization. And now, I've tuned it so I can get sort of a drop shot. I mean, it's still buttery smooth, but I can now, you know, flick it with the left hand, which to me is just really, really nice. And the carbon fiber inlay is the one I wanted. It would either be a plain one or the carbon fiber inlay, and I love that. I get it. This, by far, has been one I've been carrying a lot and really enjoying this one a lot. I'm getting to the point where I want to get it. I've seen people do it where they can front flip it. Once I can break the detent just enough, then I should be able to front flip it, right? And it's just that getting there. But this is another fun knife. If you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to all you guys who watch the videos, who like the videos. I really appreciate you. I do. Thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video here. And to all my channel members, thank you. Thank you for those who joined in the beginning, those who joined along the way, and those who recently joined. I sure appreciate you. And as a small thank you, I do a once a month channel members giveaway, very exclusive because of the number of members. I make sure it's a really nice giveaway. It's not a little budget knife. It's something much nicer. So I'm very excited to do that, very honored to do that, and we'll keep doing that as long as, you know, you guys want to keep, you know, supporting the channel as channel members. I can do it, right? I'm not going to use those funds selfishly. I'm going to use that and pass it along. So I definitely want to do that. Now, you help out with the shipping of all the stuff that I have to do in order to review. So that's my one way to say thank you to you guys. Really appreciate it. And if you've been on the fence, you thought, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, check out the description down below. There's a link for it. There's 3 different tiers, the low, medium, and high. Anybody who becomes a channel member, brand new channel member, email me with your name and address. I'd love to send you a sticker. All new channel members. Now, if you've been a channel member before and already got a sticker, you're all set. If you become an Uber nerd and you weren't one before, email me too. Make sure, because Uber nerds get a special sticker. But if you've never had a sticker and you've been a channel member and still a channel member now, email me too, and I'll send you a sticker. I just want to make sure anybody who hasn't gotten a sticker gets a sticker, right? As long as you're still a member, even if you're new or if you've been an existing member. So just know that. That's my small way also to say thank you. There's also exclusive content, exclusive polls, different things that I do as well. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you to every one of you guys out there. But hey, if you don't want to be a channel member, please don't ever feel obligated to become a channel member. Enjoy the content, enjoy comments, enjoy the videos, enjoy the live streams. I appreciate you. I don't want anybody ever to feel like you have to be, okay? That's just an option, right? That's just an option. But I do want to thank you for that. I do regular giveaways, so that's available to everybody. Just know that. All right, well, thank you so much. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week.